We have a great show today. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to learn how to paint.
Can't wait.
Super excited. I know how to tap dance, I tell you that. Just did that right now. And Gaia is on the show and going to teach me, and hopefully going to be very slow and gentle, which would be good. Anyway, stay with us on Daytime. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Daytime here on Rogers TV. I'm Glenn Colson, hanging out with Gaia Orion.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Gaia?
Very good.
Thank you so much. Artist extraordinaire, and you're a part of the Barrie Spring Art Tour. Right?
Yes, so it's a tour that is happening this weekend.
Yeah.
And there'll be 40 artists approximately.
Now that grows every single year.
I don't know how many were there last year because I didn't do the show last year, but for sure it's in its 4th year.
Yeah.
And for sure it's doing better every year, getting more advertising. There's 14 locations.
Wow.
A lot of them are downtown Barrie, around Barrie.
Yep.
There is a map you can pick up. It's in the flyers.
Yeah, let's take a look at it here. We're going to take a look
You
at
can
everything.
pick up the flyers at the library, the galleries downtown, restaurants and shops. At the City Hall, they have the flyers.
Yeah.
And in there it lists the artists, what they're doing, where they are. You can kind of create your tour. Choose to go and see one location, see 3 locations, or take the whole weekend because it's going on for 2 days.
That's what's really cool about it. You can be super casual. You go and enjoy it, and you get to meet the artists, right?
That's a great thing about it, because you see the studio where the artists work, you meet the artist, often you see art in a gallery or in a restaurant hanging, but it's a totally different experience when you actually meet the artist and you can talk and explain you the painting, and like the art becomes something different.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it takes on a whole new meaning, obviously, you know, and it's great because with visual art, as far as I understand, is that when you can have your own interpretation of it, but to know where it actually came from, that's huge.
Yeah, for me as an artist, it's really different. Like I paint and I have a whole idea of what it is, and then I got people coming and they see something I never thought about.
They're like,
whoa.
What?
And
Really?
sometimes it's like, what? And sometimes it's like, wow, this is really deep. This is really cool. I didn't know I was that intelligent.
I was just painting lollipops. I don't know what happened, but
exactly.
but that's what's cool about it. And again, everybody has their own view of art, which is great. But this is great to do right here in Barrie, Ontario. And we're going to talk about you a little bit, if that's cool. Maybe a couple of the other artists on the show, and you're going to teach me how to do some painting.
I'll try.
Do you know what you're in for?
Do you know what you're in for?
I like that. Very cool. Well, I'm now a little scared, but also looking forward to it. But right now, we're going to go over and see how Jen's doing. Jen, what's going on? I'm doing very well. You know what you got to do when you put in those bids, though? You got to do like a $501 or $501.50.
yeah,
You know what I'm
smart.
saying? You
Very
get the
smart.
edge. You totally get it. Hanging out with Gaia right now. We're talking about the Barrie Art Spring Tour. Thank you so much for being on the show.
That's my pleasure.
It's amazing to see. Now, over 40 artists, right? 14 different locations. It's all absolutely free. We have to mention that. You can go on the website, of course, and I know we've been flashing it up on the screen for more information about it. But what's really cool, downtown Barrie is really stepping up. They're helping out by putting up these awesome signs. There's one behind us, right, on the street lamps, right?
So on the one side of the banner, there's advertising for the studio tour with the dates.
Right.
And on the other side, each artist that is part of the studio tour got to paint the banner. And you know, I did my banner and I spent a bit of time on it, but when I went down the street, I just could not believe like the time that artists put into doing the banners.
Really?
Like, it's just like so beautiful. Some of the art that is just on the banner in the street downtown on Dunlop.
Yeah, and it's so great for any downtown to have something, so that kind of art being showcased, and it's a great chance for the artist to be showcased, of course. Right?
Well, I always used to see those banners in the streets, and then I signed up for the tour, and then they just hand me that white banner. Here's
like,
your banner. I
go to
didn't
it.
know I signed up to paint a banner, and now I have a banner in the
So
street. Yeah.
when you're almost assigned to do something like that, like, is it something natural that comes to you? Like, do you get it from an idea, or you're like, you know what, I don't know.
No, I wasn't really.
Unicorn. I don't know. I'm going to do
like,
something.
what the heck? I got to paint a banner. I didn't know how to paint a banner. I just wanted to be part of the show.
Right,
but
right.
actually, it was a really nice.
It came out pretty good.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well,
I like doing it.
It's
actually.
amazing. I mean, as a songwriter that I do, and the artist side of things, you know, it's amazing when someone goes, "Here, go with this. Put it in this box. Good luck." It's amazing what comes out. Anyway, we'll talk about that in just a second. Go on forever. Stay with us on Daytime. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Daytime here on Rogers TV. I'm Jennifer Robinson, and we're finding out a lot about art, and Gaia here is getting us prepped and getting ready to go. Now, you just started getting your paints a little bit ready. Is that correct?
Well, I'd like to show you a little bit of what I do, because I think when you see a finished painting, you just think like, oh, that was a lot of fun to do this, a lot of colors, it's beautiful. But when you see actually the artist doing it, you can see that it was a lot of work to do. And then, you know, you wonder like, wow, so much money, just a bit of paint on this little like white thing.
Yeah.
But when you see how many hours and actually what it takes to do that painting, then you might appreciate it even more. Yeah.
That's a really good point, because you do end up just seeing like a finished product, and I know it's tremendously hard because I can't do anything like this, but to have that appreciation of what it takes to create a work of art.
Yeah, actually, like even for me, it's a little bit of a miracle when it happens. Like I started painting, I don't know really how it's going to look at the end unless I've done it before and I want to redo it a little bit different. But yeah, it's always interesting, just as much as the artist as a person that is coming to look at it.
So when you're talking about something like this, how many hours of work has gone into something like this just to get to this point?
Just to this point, I must have spent maybe 10, 12 hours. And to be finished, it will be at least 50 hours to finish that painting.
50 hours?
Yeah.
You must really love to paint.
Actually, some days I don't, in the sense like I just don't feel like painting.
Oh, thank you. That is that's a great,
Yeah.
honest answer. Nope, some days I don't.
Yeah, it's you know, I make my art as a living. So I have 3 kids. I have to make money from it. But I always try to work at my life so that I feel like painting. Because if you create a life that is messy, then you're not going to be in the mood to paint. So it's almost like painting is an art of living. I have to have a good day, a good morning, start it well to make sure that I will feel like going to paint. And also, I'm really particular about the energy that I put in my painting. Like, I don't want to be painting if I don't feel like painting. I know that when people see my painting, they can tell that I really enjoyed painting when I did.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever had that experience where you are painting something and you were just mad or tired or frustrated and no?
I don't do it. I feel like some integrity like when I paint, because I know it's going to go on someone's walls.
Yeah.
And I think what's inside of me, my person is inside that painting, and the person can feel that when they see the artwork. And so far, they feel good when they see my art. So I just want to keep on with that.
So if you're a little bit tired and you're feeling bad, Gaia, put the paintbrushes down.
Yeah, I'll go for a walk.
Don't you paint a thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
I'll go and hug a tree.
Go hug a tree. Well, I can't believe that this has taken so much time, and that's given me more of an appreciation for what you do. But I know you're going to help Glenn out with his art in a little bit. But right now, let's go see how he's doing.
We're going to talk to Gaia, and Gaia is going to teach me. Look at her laugh.
I'll try.
Try to teach me.
Actually, I'm scared now.
Well, okay, you just said you spend 10 to 12 hours.
Yeah, and you're going to mess it up
I know,
in like
I'm
1 second.
Are you sure you want? Isn't there a
Yeah.
blank one that we should maybe touch on? Okay, well, I'll watch you at first. Okay, we'll start that. Now, Gaia, you're featured, of course, on the Barrie Spring Art Tour, right? Now, is this piece, this won't be ready by then?
No way. No, I
right?
can't. Yeah.
It takes so much time. But it's interesting you were mentioning to Jen about how you need to be in the right mindset, the right frame of mind to approach the piece.
Maybe it depends. Maybe some artists are
angry.
Well, and
that's
it's
a type.
going to talk to other people too that need that and wants to.
Is yours based more in is the spiritual realm, the peace realm? How would you, or is does it vary? Does it change?
My life is really focused on that. It's like how can I find, how can I be a good person? How can I feel good inside, be good with other people, meaning in my life, and I think it's a pretty basic thing that we all want: peace and happiness, and be happy with others. And even we try hard, it doesn't happen all the time. So we have to work at it.
Absolutely.
And so doing my art is just part of the whole process.
Well, I'm not feeling angry today, just so you know. I should be good. No splatting or anything like that should happen. But I'm going to let you start. So when you do approach a piece like that, now I notice you have a smaller rendition, or now are these, what are these here
I'll
for?
explain you.
There's
So
my answer.
this painting, I did it already this winter. Actually, I did it in collaboration with a client in Paris.
Oh, wonderful.
He's doing writing a book in collaboration with Gaia International. And so in the book, this painting will be highlighted, and it's the book is about let's walk toward the new world, meaning like how can we live with integrity even in the social, economy, politic life of our whole society. So that's what that painting's for.
On a canvas.
There you go.
You're just solving the world's problems.
Yeah,
I'm
trying anyway.
Is that all?
Well, use what I can. I can paint. That's what I do. So, but it was really, really great project to do. And so I finished the painting, and it dried about a week or so, and then I flew to Paris and gave the painting away. So I didn't even have time to look at the painting on my wall.
And enjoy
so
it,
I'm
yeah.
redoing the painting, and hopefully nobody buys it like the week it's finished. I can keep it a little bit. So
Yeah. I mean,
this
good
is,
and bad thing for that. Yeah, yeah.
this
Okay,
I brought,
so-
that's a painting finished.
Okay.
And what's interesting about
little
this painting is at the center, it's like a fractal. So the whole painting is repeated at the center. And the meaning for that is that like our life is like a fractal. Like in 1 year, you'll have the season. You'll have spring, summer, autumn, winter. But in your whole life, you have seasons too. Like you have the spring of your life when you're a kid, then you have summer, autumn, and winter, you're getting old, with the white hair and the snow. So that's what
Not if you don't go to ID Studio. No worries there. Anyway, yes, okay.
So that's what that painting's about, and that's what the fractals, represent. So here, for me, when I'm doing this with
Yeah.
my small paintbrushes, I need to see. I blew up the center there, so I can see where I'm going to be doing
detail,
my.
yeah.
So this is like that and bigger.
Beautiful.
What I wanted to show you too is like a big painting like that.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest size paintbrush that I'll use on that painting.
Really? Okay.
And that's what I usually use.
Let's hold them there.
You know,
We got-
for-
Yeah, we do.
I mostly use that paintbrush when I paint.
This little tiny one.
Well, look at the center, look at the
Yeah,
details.
I guess so.
And
Wow.
then even, so now I thought maybe we could try to do this tree.
Are you sure? Look at her. She's
Yeah.
like, how about you start?
I know you can do
afraid
it.
I don't want to wreck anything.
So there you go.
Now, what kind of paint are we using? Let's
I use
talk
oil
about-
paints.
Oil paints all the
Yeah.
time? Is that your thing? That's
When I started with watercolor. I liked it because it's really fast. You can work on the table. It's more comfortable.
Okay.
It dries fast. But, I started to work on canvas, and it just looks so good.
yeah.
It looks,
Pops
I
out.
just
It's
love,
rich.
now
it's
that
a richer tone. It's a
now
richer
that I
color.
have oil, I can go back to watercolor.
There you go, that's
this
it.
is just beautiful.
Is there usually an evolution like that with art? I should stop talking and let you do your
No,
thing.
I don't think so.
No,
I
it's just
think,
whoever. Everybody's
That's what I
different.
did, but yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
All right. So, the trunk, maybe you can do the trunk because that's pretty easy. But I'll try to do a branch.
I'll do one little thing.
Yeah.
Okay, one tiny. There's no way I'm doing that. Look at the.
See, like,
look
how can you
fine
do
that
like a
is. There's
line?
No.
So the other thing when you paint in small too is like you can put a lot of paint on your paintbrush. Like I just did that. I got to go back, put a bit of oil, put a bit of paint.
Right.
So just like to go back to my painting, it takes me more time to do this than actually painting.
Now, for those who don't know, when you say put a little oil and a little paint, like they're not
Well,
mixed together necessarily, right?
The paint is thick, so the oil dilutes it, so it's a little bit more kind of
So they're two separate,
So
dipping.
why don't you try?
Are you sure?
I'm sure you can do it.
Okay.
I got kids
Okay.
at home, and I let them paint.
Oh, do you?
sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old are they? Okay. Okay. Where? Show me.
Just do the trunk.
Just
that'll
right.
be
Yeah.
safer.
I know. So just
Yeah.
now downward. Look at me.
Yeah,
I'm
try.
I'm nervous. I don't wanna
Hold your
wreck
hand a little bit on it, so.
Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Okay.
There, you did it.
There you go. Okay.
You're gonna have to
that's
sign your
That's
name
good.
at the end now, and I'm done.
With love.
Yeah.
Glenn.
So I guess we're done for today.
Yeah, that's good. That was good. It's almost finished. We're almost done. But you said 55 hours
55, yeah, 50,
50
hours.
50
approximately.
hours
Yeah, because
to
I
complete it
count my hours.
all the
so-
way. And this is something
Not
where
always,
you've
but-
already, it's already been done. So you're actually just recreating
Yeah.
something,
So
right?
it's like 100 hours on one image.
But obviously you're very passionate about it. Is there now the colors are slightly different from here to here, or are they? Maybe it's just
Well,
the photo.
that's like when it's printed, so every printer comes out differently.
Okay.
That's another different.
But the goal is the
printer
same
and,
type of color. Yeah,
Yeah,
really
I
good.
use the same paints. Yeah.
In this image, you said it was a collaborative, or no? This one was an original.
Yeah, I created with someone else. So I get, actually for the tour too, you go and see artists and some will do a commission work for you. So I didn't know when I started to paint that would actually come to me. Like I'll do my image, sell my images. But a lot of people, they see my art and they're like, oh wow, I really like that. Actually, I need an image for my business, for my book, for my bedroom. I had this woman, she really wanted like a loved one in her house, in her life. So we created a painting about those two persons. One was playing the flute and they're holding each other. And then she brought the love of her life in her life. So,
Wow.
this is just like a fun project. And for me, I love working for other people because, I have my process, my images come out. But when someone
It's
else
fresh,
bring
right?
ideas, and I get to know their life, and there is a relationship, and the whole little. I just finished a painting, and the painting is done. It's a masterpiece.
Okay, well, we're going to talk. We're going to let you finish that.
Yeah.
And you have a romantic story, and I want to see a couple more of your pieces. Okay,
Okay,
is
very
that cool?
good.
All right, stay with us on Daytime. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Daytime here on Rogers TV. I'm Glenn Colson, hanging out with Gaia Orion. Beautiful name.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing. And now you're originally from Paris, right? And you came over here, and now you're on the Barrie Spring Art Tour.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, by the way. That's amazing. But to take a Parisian, influence and bring it to Barrie, Ontario, I mean, what a cool thing, and very lucky to have. And there's a lot of artists that come from different areas and then settle here in Barrie, and we get the talent that comes from all over the world, which is amazing to see. Now, a little story, quick story about you and your loved one, your partner. Can we talk quickly how you met? This is so romantic.
It's really about how I ended up being in Barrie, Ontario, and I'm from Paris in
Yeah,
France.
yeah.
So I was actually studying in the south of Spain, doing an exchange with my school of architecture. And during Christmas holiday, I thought, I'll go backpacking in Morocco for 10 days. And I met my husband there, which is Canadian. And he was backpacking there for 5 weeks, and it was his 2 last days. Wow. So we met there, and it was kind of like the story, fell mad in love right away. First
2 last
sight.
days and only over a couple
2
of
last
days.
day, yeah. And then he went back to Canada and went back to Spain, and we're like, oh, crying. Like, what the heck? I don't even know that guy, and we were writing letters,
But
and
there's
it sounds great.
art, good art that came from that stuff, though.
And so then my friend's telling me like, oh, this guy sounds so cool. You should go to Canada. And I went there, and that was it. It's just back and forth. And then we
Game
married
over.
with 3
Then
kids
you're a
and
Canadian. Yeah.
doing art and a good life. Yeah, and I'm Canadian. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing to see. Okay, so let's talk about some of the work. Is that okay over here? We
Sure.
want to feature. Now, this one here, let's talk about this one.
This painting is called Favorite Tree, and it's a road that goes to my home near Aurelia.
Yeah.
And this is magnificent elm tree that is along the road, and it actually got cut by Hydro One because it was dying. And I took a picture before they cut it when I saw the big orange H, and I wanted to paint it in loving memory. So that's
Wow.
my painting.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it's hard,
mean,
but that's life, right?
Yeah.
We're all gonna die one
But
day.
now it's immortalized.
That's right.
Right? We'll look at it that way. And then in this one down here, I know we're running out of time, but I do want to mention. Look
This
at
is
these
called
pieces.
A Meaningful Life, and it's a person walking the path of life. So this is kind of straight there, but sometimes it goes in bushes. Sometimes you don't know where you're going, but that's the story about that painting.
Amazing. And this last one?
Same theme again, life journey, little baby, growing up and going through the different stages of life, storms and reconnecting, embracing the tree, dancing, getting old and dying, and then returning the spring again to start again. We don't know when it started, and we don't know when it's going to end. It's a spiral.
Wow. Amazing. Beautiful, Gaia. Thank you
you
so
very
much for
much.
joining us. So April 28th and 29th, 10 to 5, 14 locations, 40 artists. You're one of them. Go out and meet these artists. It's absolutely free. Gaia,
Yes,
thank you for your
very
time
good.
today. And I hope I don't trip as I walk over here, but I haven't wrecked it. Now it's something I will sign it after for you. No,
Yeah,
okay,
for
she's
sure.
shaking pretty much
Yeah.
no. Thank you so much, Gaia. I appreciate it. Gaia, thank you so much for being on the show today. Wonderful. The Barrie Spring Art Tour, April 28th and 29th from 10 to 5. Check it out. It's absolutely free. You can go on their website for more information, and you can pick up the brochures all over the city, but at City Hall.